Hello, on the phone, I have a young lady by the name of Faith, and she's currently incarcerated at the Washington Correction Center for Women. She's currently incarcerated, and she recently had an incident which exposes a problem that we're having in the penal system in the state of Washington. And we're going to walk through this so that you as a listener will have a better understanding of some of the threats that these women face on a daily basis. Okay, now, Faith, what exactly happened that brought this thing into the news?
Attacked from behind by a biological male trans woman. Christopher Williams, he's 6'4". He grabbed me by the back of my hair and started punching me in the back of the head, in the side of my face. He threw me to the ground. I was completely unable to defend myself. He was punching and kicking me still. I just, with every effort I could, tried to cover my face and block my head. And there was an officer standing not even 10 feet away, clearly in the sight, and she did not step in. She did not try to go hands-on. She did not use the OC spray that is available to her and was on her person. And later she apologized and said that she didn't know what to do because she was afraid for her safety. But what about my safety? It was such a traumatic event, and I'm not the first person to be assaulted by Christopher Williams. It was awful.
Now, do you know what prompted this attack?
Christopher Williams is a child molester. He makes me very uncomfortable. So anytime we're in the chow hall and I have to sit by him or any other sex offender, I'll just leave. I'll tray up. I'll leave my food and just go. I feel like he learns it. So there was plenty of tables open. So he tried to sit one stool away from me, and I said, "Hey, can you please sit somewhere else?" And he said, "No, you fucking weirdo." And I was just like, "What?" I was like, "I'm a weirdo? You're a fucking rapist." And I left. We just traded up, threw our food away. We didn't even get to take a bite of it. That's when I came back to the unit and was using the microwave to make something to eat.
Now, you were saying that you don't like to sit next to any sex offender. Is that male, female, trans? Does that the gender matter, or just the trans woman is what you didn't want to sit by?
So it's any sex offender. I can't. It goes against everything I am. That is so wrong to me. It's predatorial, and it's just wrong. It's something it's something I'm working on, understanding my strong feelings about this, but it has nothing to do with gender. It has everything to do with the sex offense, but when, a biological male is still has all the muscles and it's aggressive, like, it changes things.
So is this a matter of you don't think the trans community should be housed in the women's prison with you? Or are you looking to change the classification, or I guess the housing of sex offenders?
I know there is nothing I can do about the housing of sex offenders. But I don't think that trans people should be intermingled with us. It's not a
Okay, you broke up there. You said you don't think trans people should be in the unit with biological women?
correct.
So in this particular case, it's not just that she is a sex offender. This is that she's still technically a male and could actually do a little more harm to you than a female sex offender. Is that correct?
Correct. I still have bruises. It's been 2 weeks, over 2 weeks.
Now, the officials in the state of Washington decided that you folks can be housed together, and they claim to be proponents of safety and security. So I'm sure they're looking at your safety as well as the safety of Chris. Now, you were saying that the official who was there, the female officer, feared for her life. Do you think that's because he's technically a male? Or do you think she's apologizing because if anybody had attacked you, she would have felt threatened and didn't feel comfortable intervening?
I think she was afraid because he is a biological male.
Now, have you spoken to officials and other inmates about having trans people housed with you in that prison?
I've talked to other inmates. Yeah, I have spoken to the officials and asked that Christopher Williams be sent back to the male's prison.
And what would your solution be to prevent this from happening to other people?
I would say the solution is to know that our safety depends on this policy not being like that we are women and we are smaller and that men don't belong here. Whether they have penis or vagina, men don't belong here.
Okay, so you're saying that to prevent this from happening, trans women who haven't gone through the complete transformation, they should be housed in the men's prison, and only biological women or people with vaginas should be in the women's prison.
So, not quite. So, it should be biological women only. They should have their own trans prison because there have been other incidents where trans females, right, are super aggressive towards biological women. They shouldn't be here. Doesn't matter their parts. They shouldn't be here.
And it's regardless of their crime. You're just saying if this person was born a male, there's no reason whatsoever to be in a female's prison.
Absolutely.
Now, have you done anything to prevent this from happening again to you or to anybody else?
You have 1 minute left.
I have talked to classification. I am talking to other officials. Yeah, I'm reaching out to people who can help share my story in hopes that they can help me make this change.
And that change is getting biological males out of the prison.
Correct. The line's going to hang up. Do you want me to call right back?
Yes.
Okay. All right. 1 sec.
All right.
Thank you for using. The caller has hung up. Thank you for using Securus. Goodbye.
Okay, we're back. Now, the attack was just him physically assaulting you. This wasn't a sexual attack on you, right?
Correct. It was just a physical assault.
And you think it was more or less related to the conversation that you had prior to the attack because of the seating arrangement, correct?
Yes, I believe probably that he is unstable and he just acted out. But I know his history, and it was the fact that I was facing the wall that gave him the call to do it, because that's his, that's just the way he does things. When women are asleep, when they're not looking, that is when he attacks.
So what actions were taken after the attack? You were able to talk to the prison official, and she apologized to you. What happened to Chris?
Chris is in segregation.
And have they done anything to help protect you from future attacks?
Not that I know of. I know the girl because it was actually other inmates who came forward and were able to create a barrier to protect me. So they have been being interviewed by the officials in investigation. So I'm not sure what they'll be able to do with this information, but I'm hoping that it will protect me and other women as well.
Now, if he gets out of segregation and goes back into the general population, do you think you'll do anything different, or will you just resume your normal day-to-day and try and avoid them?
If he comes back to general population, I will do whatever it takes to keep myself safe. Obviously, I have no choice but to go places, but I will not be victimized again.
Now, they're going to be closing the other female prison in October. So the only female prison in the state is going to be the Washington Correction Center for Women. It looks as if the only way to prevent the transgender transgender women from going to that prison is to change legislation. Have you spoken to anybody in the Washington government about making a change to the law so that transgender women will no longer be housed in the women's prison?
I have not been able to talk to anybody. Pretty secluded here. I don't really have much information or contacts, but I'll gladly speak to anybody who can help make a change.
Now, have there been any long-term damage to you do this to attack? I did hear a rumor that you were in a wheelchair. Did anything happen physically? I mean, or anything medically that needed some special attention for you?
So my teeth sustained damage. I had really straight teeth, and I had a permanent retainer. I do have it still, but he hit me in my mouth, and it misaligned my teeth. They now overlap a little. The wheelchair is because of a work-related accident, but I had gone back to work shortly after the attack, and I was terrified all the time, just so anxious. And so when I was doing the work in the closet, I was scared. I was scared to be in there, and I was scared to be bent down and not looking to where the people were. And so I got up really quickly, carrying the buckets for the shower, and I hurt my back. And yeah, it actually ended up with me in a wheelchair.
Okay. And what type of medical attention are you receiving right now?
Not any really. Mental health reached out. Started talk therapy. Take some of the body out of the damage and symptoms that had been. Because if not, they told me to tort claim my now. It's definitely there's somebody else would pay for the damage.
All right. The minute you started answering that question, the reception went really bad. Are you in a bad area for Wi-Fi right now?
Yeah, I'm in my cell. I can try and scoot to the other stool and see if the Wi-Fi looks better.
Okay, you're sounding good now. Now, you were saying that medical did something for you, but it wasn't working. Did I hear that right?
Medical told me, Tylenol, ibuprofen. That's all they told me to do, and they told me to buy it off Canteen. And dental told me they aren't orthodontist and they're not going to touch work that they didn't do. They told me to go to Spokane, to pay by myself and go to Spokane. And when I made a fuss about it, the officers and the COS told me to do a tort claim, so that somebody else would pay for it.
And if you file this tort claim and you win, what's the process for getting this work done?
So the process would be that, honestly, I don't know. I know regular medical outings, you get strip searched, you get chained up, and you go out into the community and have your appointment.
So is that a avenue you're going to pursue?
going to file the tort claim, but I also know that I will just get what you call pencil whipped, and that they will offer me some sort of disrespectful amount that's not going to cover it. But I'm going to file it. I'm going to, follow my processes and procedures. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good. Are you looking to sue the state of Washington then?
I am.
Okay. And are you aware of the process that you must go through to start a lawsuit against them?
The only thing I really know is that I need an attorney.
And so have you found one, or are you actively seeking one?
I am actively seeking one.
Now, is there anything else that you want to add to the story that you feel the public needs to know about your particular situation?
Just that we're not safe, and that trans rights have come ahead of just our general rights, that they're afforded more in so many ways, and that we deserve to be safe. I am not the only woman who has been attacked.
Now, what do you know about the other women? Have they decided to get together and do a class action suit, or are they afraid to speak out?
I know that there's currently a lawsuit. Mozzy Clark was sexually assaulted by Christopher Williams. So she already is in the processes of a lawsuit. She is no longer incarcerated. She has reached out to me. I'm not sure where that's going to go yet.
And what's her name again?
Mozzy Clark.
And you said she did reach out to you, but you're not exactly sure where this is going to go?
Correct.
Okay, is there anything else that you want to say about this situation before we go?
No.
All right, I know it's tough, and I'm sorry you had to go through what you did go through, but I'm glad you're fighting this, and I encourage you not to let this slide. You have to push until you get what you're looking for. And hopefully the state will understand that there's more of a security risk going on in there than they wish to acknowledge. If let's say the Governor Ferguson, were to come to the prison and sit down and talk to you, what would you say to the governor of the state of Washington?
I would ask that he please consider the full realm of the safety and security risks that are taking place, and just to not overlook this, to not overlook any more incidents, to stop and see the permanent damage, the mental damage, the trauma that is taking place.
And what advice would you give to anyone out there who's been through a similar situation as you?
I would say to speak up, that you're not alone and your story matters, that you matter.
All right, thanks for sharing your story, and good luck with your fight.